Hi, everyone, and welcome to Coming to Terms with AI. I'm Miri Blayckher, the social media manager at Coco Hub. I had absolutely zero knowledge when it comes to conversational AI, chatbots, or voice bots. I need help. So I decided to create this glossary of terms even a newbie like myself could understand. So I'm turning to industry leaders to explain terms, ideas, and concepts in the field in a way that will make sense to me. And if it makes sense to me, there's a good chance it will make sense to you. So today I turn to Galit Galperin, product executive and the author of the popular blog, Voicey. Hi, Galit.
Hi, Miri.
Hi, welcome. Can you explain what is the Turing test?
Yeah, sure. First of all, some piece of history. The Turing test is a term that is named after the British scientist Alan Turing, who wanted to check if computers can talk like a human. This was in 1950. This question led him to an idea of how to measure AI. And this would come to be the famous term of the Turing test as we are familiar with today. So the idea was to see if a computer can imitate human intelligence. Turing based his test on the imitation game, which is actually a party game in which a man is pretended to be a woman and a judge tried to guess who was who by asking the concealed player questions. In the Turing test, the judge would try to guess who was a computer and who was a real human. So how it's happening actually, during the conversation, all the participants would be separated from each other. The judges in the test know that some of the testers are not human, and they try to identify them. In the end, if the evaluator could not reliably tell the human from the AI, it means that the AI would pass the test. It should be noticed that the test does not check the ability to give correct answers to questions, but to see only how closely the answer resembles to those a human would give. In other words, a computer would be considered intelligent if its conversation couldn't be easily distinguished from a human's. The Turing test is actually considered successfully passed if a computer is mistaken for a human more than 30% of the time during a 5-minute keyboard conversation. We're talking about bots. Turing itself predicted, by the way, that by 2000, machines with 100 megabytes of memory will be able to easily pass the test. He was not wrong, but it was not that simple as well. We need to understand that the human language is not that simple and can be captured differently by different humans. So for example, if I would say to you a sentence like, I took the juice out of the fridge and gave it to him, but forgot to check the date. This still requires from you some previous knowledge, some intuition to parse. So sometimes when we hear the Turing test, we can hear something like 40% thought it's a human versus 60% thought that it's a machine. This is, again, because the human perception might be very different. And it's not like, you know, a 100% certainty. If we will take a look back, the first test that managed to fool people was a bot named Eliza, which is a bot that was done in the MIT lab back in 1966. And it was misleading people to mimic a psychologist by encouraging them to talk more and pointing their own question back at them. So this was like the first try. And we progressed a lot in AI from that point in time. And I think officially the first computer program that was considered to pass the Turing test was called Eugene Gotsman, which simulates a 13 years old boy from Ukraine that is said to be passed the test in 2014. He secured votes of 33% of the judges who were convinced that he was a human. So this was at least the history of it. Of course, AI, has improved tremendously over the years, and we do have AI-based conversation on customer support, on automated assistance, and even, Google Duplex, which is an automated service to set telephone appointments by Google. This is something you can view the demo, and you can understand how it can easily be taught as to be a human. So we're obviously a long way from creating a conscious AI, but we are getting better at this task. And this task is considered to be, the main thing to be checking if the AI is very similar to a human intelligence. So this was like a very brief on what is the Turing test.
Thank you. So basically it means if the test is if a computer can fool a person into thinking they're human.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be correct. That's a new thing I learned today.
Yeah.
It just needs to pass as human.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So thank you for helping me create this glossary of terms. And for you out there, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.